there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Stephen A. Smith and Molly Quorum finally addressing their dating rumors on First Take. I feel like they've done this before, but nonetheless it is trending again, and once again they're off their show the next day. I don't understand. I think it was for vacation, but nonetheless we'll talk about it. So this is from the New York Post. It says Stephen A. Smith, Molly Quorum finally addressed dating rumors on First Take. Stephen A. shut down a long-running rumor that he and his First Take co-host Molly Quorum were a couple during Wednesday's episode. The 56-year-old ESPN personality explained there's nothing going on between him and Molly. 40 years old after Chris Mad Dog Russo, who appears regularly on the show, joked that their matching white outfits made them look like they got married. "Who said I do first between the two of you?" Russo quipped while he pointed at Smith and Quorum, she sarcastically replied, "Who said I don't?" Oh my goodness. Nonetheless, they exchanged more compliments about each other, about their outfits, and then he wanted to dive in further about the whispers that have surrounded them. He was like, there's nothing going on. You understand what I'm saying? America's been lying about that for a couple of years. Molly found the whole thing comical. You know what's the funniest part? It's that the people actually believe it. She said, to which Russo replied, "Oh, they sure do. I get asked all the time, how's the famous couple doing?" Smith went on to rant how he and Quorum's good looks contribute to the success of First Take, and says, here's the upside to all of that. They know my taste. So therefore, they know that's a compliment to her, and obviously she has great taste as well. So that's America's way of saying we both really, really look good. It does mean that First Take not only is the #1 show because of our content, we look the part. Also, you'll remember Molly, of course, was married to Jalen Rose for 3 years, and then they got divorced. They made that announcement in 2021 of December. At the time, Jalen Rose's announcement with he and Molly had split was a note in his Instagram story. Basically addressed rumors in an interview in GQ in April of 2022, admitted that the speculation bothered him regarding, the rumors about him, about Stephen A. Smith and Molly. In my personal relationship, it was laughable to me to see Molly and I mutually part ways, to be in accord with why we were parting ways, and to still see people speculating why. Rose said at the time, not only speculating, in particular saying it was because her and Stephen A. Smith had a relationship, and unequivocally, I'm not here to speak for what he does in his personal life or what she does in her personal life. I've got love for both of them. We still 100. I would just say, for people who thought that we parted ways because they have a relationship, then I got some swampland Detroit to sell you, top dollar. That's not why we split. I still see that, by the way. I might say something about someone's team and I'll see that's why Molly left him, or that's why Stephen A. is kicking it with your ex-wife. That's not true. But when it happened, it's two ways for me to handle it as a professional. I work with him. I got love for him. Well, not anymore. You're no longer at ESPN. And that is why, that's my brother. I got love for her. We were friends before we were married. We just didn't work out as a couple. I just saw her today. We cool. But for me to see the speculation and for people to assume that is why it bothered me. He went on to say further that him, Molly, and Stephen A. have discussed the rumors together as a throuple. No, I'm kidding. It is trending online. Smith was trending. Quorum was trending. As I was trending, it was a real thing. And I'm like, I'm about to respond to that. It gave me a fork in the road, but I didn't because I knew it wasn't true. I knew it would just be fueling those people not responding. And finally, sprinkling some here and there, it made people who ran with it look less credible. We discussed it. It's why none of us said anything. Well, until now, Jalen Rose, they weren't keeping that same energy. I think they didn't want to say anything out of respect to you when you still worked at ESPN, but now they don't care. So people would say Jalen's a sucker, Stephen A. smashed his wife, and he up there working with him, or look at Molly, she was talking to Jalen yesterday, now she kicking it with, that ain't happened. We all looked at it like it's such a reach. That's why none of us have spoken on it. So here is the thing, you guys. Nonetheless, there's a few reasons why this happened, right? Over the course, especially over the past few years, there has been a lot of turnover at ESPN, but in particular, there's been a lot of turnover at ESPN for Stake, and the one main constant that is still there is Molly, right? So that is how some people ran with the narrative that, you know, they might be together. And then people were pulling up old clips in which Stephen A was, you know, complimenting Molly and giving her, you know, all of these praises, how she's so important in his life and all these things, grading each other on stuff. So there have been receipts where people thought it was a little bit beyond, quote unquote, the workforce. And ESPN is not innocent in this either, because ESPN has a reputation of several of their colleagues hooking up, whether they're single or not, right? That has been the reputation for a long time, and there have been consequences of that, right? So this isn't coming out of nowhere, right? The rumors aren't coming out of nowhere, right? And there have been times where there have been some questionable interactions. Do I think they're in a relationship? No. Do I think that they've hooked up or done something that is a little bit more than co-workery? Perhaps. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, what, right? You see these same people 24/7. You have to go to pre-production meetings about the show, what topics you're going to discuss, and do run-throughs and do practice runs. Then you do the show, and then any type of post-show things you need to do or whatever else. My point is, you see these people all the time. You see these people 24/7, and conveniently now, you guys are off the same time now for vacation days. So just giving more fuel to the fire and the speculation. There are some people, though, who still do not believe this latest denial from Stephen A. and Molly, and think that there is something going on. And, you know, and then there's people who the only reason they don't believe this is because they feel that Molly Quorum is actively trying to shoot her shot at Shannon Sharp, at Mr. Club Shay Shay himself, with I think over 3 million subscribers on YouTube. So that is the other narrative, right? Either you believe it, and you believe that's why, you know, Jalen Rose, Stephen A. got him out of there, right? And they didn't renew his contract. That's the one angle. And then the only reason some of you do not believe that Stephen A. and Molly, you know, were a thing, are a thing, or whatever, is because you believe she's actively shooting her shot at Shannon Sharp on the days that he is co-hosting First Take with Stephen A. Smith. But nonetheless, we will see what comes of this. I don't know whether or not they'll make any more jokes about their quote-unquote relationship, situationship, whatever, ever again. However, Mad Dog did not help matters. The way he was instigating that led me to believe that even if it's not a relationship, there is something potentially inappropriate that may or may have not happened in the past that we need to get to the bottom of, and we're not going to know of it anytime soon, because of course people then would troll, people then would pat themselves on the back and be like, I was right, I called this, all these things. But I think for professional reasons, even if there was something going on, I don't think they would ever admit it. I truly don't, because Stephen A. would not want that to be on his reputation or in all of these things, or that he had any type of influence on, you know, that's why Jalen Rose is no longer there, and how he's able to just keep everybody, you know, keep Molly really and get rid of everyone else every year on his show. So I don't think Stephen A. wants to deal with any of that. So nonetheless, and then him throwing in there, you know, that he's glad people know his type. No, Stephen A. Right? I understand that your private life is private, but another way to kind of shut this down is really to just post a picture on your Instagram of like your girlfriend or your wife, or Molly post a picture of her boyfriend or her husband if she's remarried, right? Then this shuts all of this up, right? This shuts all this up. People can stop trolling, but you guys also kind of feed in it too. You guys feed into the narrative, and you like the attention it gets, whether it's true or not. So nonetheless, you're not helping either, because you're not convincing the people that nothing is going on. You're not just going to just show up wearing white together like you just came from a honeymoon and then not be at work the next day. It doesn't work like that, you guys. It does not convince the people that this is just a, a coworker type of thing. But nonetheless, we will continue to monitor it because I am monitoring the Shannon Sharp situation. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.